The LPGA just pulled off what the WNBA has failed to do for years. They embraced Caitlin Clark like the generational superstar she is. And in doing so, they didn't just elevate women's golf. They exposed everything wrong with women's basketball culture. What went down at the Anakah ProAm wasn't just a crossover event, it was a defining moment. A lesson in how to treat your biggest draw with respect, admiration, and vision. While the LPGA turned Caitlin's appearance into a celebration, the WNBA once again turned hers into a controversy. And the fallout revealed why one league is thriving while the other keeps tripping over its own ego. The moment Caitlin Clark stepped onto that golf course, it was clear this wasn't about swinging clubs. It was about something much bigger: how the LPGA understood her cultural gravity. They rolled out the red carpet with grace and precision. The broadcasts opened with her name, the audience leaned forward in anticipation, and even veteran golfers were excited to share the course with her. The LPGA didn't shrink her star power to make others feel comfortable. They amplified it for everyone's benefit. In one weekend, they managed to make golf, a sport often struggling for attention, trend across every platform. TV ratings tripled. Social media exploded. Golf stores reported record spikes in women's club sales. All because they had the foresight to do something the WNBA refuses to: let a superstar shine. Meanwhile, across social media, a different storm was brewing. A'ja Wilson, one of the WNBA's most accomplished players, seemed to be scrolling and seething. She liked posts about media bias, retweeted comments about hype over hard work, and dropped that oh-so-familiar cryptic "interesting" under a viral clip of Caitlin's golf swing. Everyone knew what it meant. It wasn't just passive-aggressive shade, it was frustration spilling into the public eye. Just days before, she had complained in an interview about certain players getting all the attention despite not having rings yet. She didn't say Caitlin's name, but she didn't have to. The jealousy was louder than words. Behind the scenes, the tension was boiling over. Multiple WNBA players reportedly expressed outrage about Caitlin's golf invitation, not because they wanted to play, but because they couldn't stomach seeing another league treat her like royalty while their own league treats her like a PR problem. One insider told reporters, "It's wild watching another sport do more for her in one weekend than the WNBA has done all year." And they weren't wrong. The LPGA handled her debut like an event. They gave her a personal media team, custom merchandise, a primetime tee slot, and even paired her with world number 1 Nelly Korda, a pairing that instantly drew millions of views. The optics were electric. Two of the best in their respective sports sharing the stage, not competing for attention but growing the game together. That's what real leadership looks like, the kind that the WNBA just can't seem to grasp. Instead of capitalizing on Caitlin's appeal, they keep acting like her success is a threat. Instead of celebrating the millions of new fans she's brought to the sport, they keep feeding narratives of resentment. The LPGA saw an opportunity and seized it. They didn't care about politics or locker room gossip. They saw value, they saw potential, and they went all in. Within 48 hours of Caitlin's appearance, the LPGA's Instagram gained over 200,000 followers, and ticket sales for future events surged. Even sports outlets that rarely cover women's golf ran highlight reels of Caitlin's drives. She wasn't just swinging a club, she was swinging open the door for a whole new audience. And the best part? The LPGA's top stars embraced her. Nelly Korda called it an honor to play beside her. Other players were taking selfies, thanking her for bringing energy and attention to the sport. Nobody felt threatened. Nobody accused her of stealing shine. They understood something the WNBA's veterans still can't: that one star's light doesn't dim others. It illuminates them all. Meanwhile, back in basketball, the culture is rotting from the inside out. Jealousy is running rampant, and players are picking sides like it's high school drama. Coaches are reportedly frustrated, struggling to keep team unity when half the league sees Caitlin as the enemy. Young players entering the league are being warned not to ride her coattails, as if success by association were a sin. It's pathetic, and it's costing them dearly. The LPGA didn't just use Caitlin Clark, they learned from her. They studied her audience, her appeal, and how she connects emotionally with fans. They built content that showcased her authenticity, not just her skills. They understood that she represents more than basketball or golf. She represents movement, youth, excitement, and crossover potential that no marketing budget could buy. That's why golf saw record engagement, while the WNBA still can't fill half its arenas. Even when the shade from players like A'ja Wilson became obvious, Caitlin didn't bite. No subtweets, no interviews, no retaliation. Just silence and focus. That silence spoke louder than any response could. It said, "I'm here to build, not bicker." And fans noticed. Her professionalism contrasted perfectly with the petty behavior surrounding her. Brands noticed too. Sponsors are lining up. TV networks are courting her for specials. She's not just a basketball player anymore. She's becoming a cultural icon, a crossover brand who can lift any sport she touches. A'ja Wilson's team tried to spin the narrative, claiming she wasn't being shady, that she just wanted recognition for all players. But when private group chats leaked showing players discussing how to take the attention back, the damage was done. Some wanted to organize their own crossover events to compete with Caitlin's golf success. Others wanted to ignore her entirely. None of it worked. The LPGA's numbers crushed anything the WNBA has done all year. Caitlin Clark has become the gravitational center of women's sports, and the WNBA keeps orbiting in bitterness instead of joining the light. The sad irony is that the WNBA should be thriving because of her. She's brought millions of new eyes to the league. She's made headlines that basketball hasn't seen in decades. But instead of rallying behind her, the league's stars and even some executives seem determined to tear her down. And while they're wasting energy on jealousy, the LPGA is reaping the rewards. Their commissioner publicly thanked Caitlin for helping grow the sport. The WNBA commissioner? Silent. Not even a congratulatory post. The difference couldn't be more obvious. This whole saga exposed the WNBA's real problem. Not funding, not viewership, but mindset. The LPGA operates from abundance. They believe when one wins, everyone wins. The WNBA operates from scarcity. They believe, if one player shines, everyone else is left in the dark. That's why golf, soccer, and even women's hockey are seeing explosive growth while the WNBA stays stagnant. They keep trying to dim their brightest light instead of letting her guide them forward. The truth is, Caitlin Clark is bigger than the WNBA now. She's bigger than the petty politics and passive-aggressive tweets. She's already transcending the game. Other leagues are watching closely. The LPGA's success is proof that the Caitlin Clark effect is real and it's transformative. The WNBA can either evolve with her or watch her leave them behind. Because the harsh reality is, fans are done with the drama. They're done with the jealousy. They're gravitating towards sports that uplift their stars, not punish them for being special. So what do you think? Is the WNBA sabotaging its own success out of jealousy? Or can they still turn it around before Caitlin becomes too big to need them? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you believe women's sports deserve better than bitterness and ego, hit that like button, share your thoughts, and make sure to subscribe. Because this story is far from over, and trust me, what's coming next might just change everything.